guys, welcome to Jays and Kays. What we've got here today is a Casio GShock GA1000, and this is not my first video on this model. In fact, I've got another one up here on the channel where we talk about the feature set of this model. That's not what we're going to focus on today. Today we're going to talk about not necessarily this model in particular, but more the GravityMaster family, because we want to talk about how do you take off this strap and replace it with something more to your liking. And so we've got some adapters for that. I've got the JaysAndKays metal here, and this one in particular is for this GravityMaster Aviator line. And so what we want to do is show you how that's done. And so as a quick example, I've got another GA1000 here, and this guy has the adapters on. You can see I've mounted a leather NATO on this. In fact, there's the low battery warning on this one, so I'm going to have to sort that out. But anyway, back to what we're talking about. How do we do that? Well, let's show you how to get these adapters on, and then you can use pretty much any 22mm to your choosing, whether it be a one-piece, a two-piece, a NATO, a Zulu, what have you. So first thing we have to do is we have to take off these straps, of course, and the straps are held on by these two screws on each side. So we're going to need a hex key of sorts, and if you buy the kit, we will include a pair of these budget tools. Now they're budget tools. You may have something higher quality, but if you don't, this should get you by. So what we're going to do is we're going to take off these straps, and I'm going to show you how that's done, but I'll probably just pull one side off here real quick, and then we'll probably zip along in the video and move forward real quick so you don't have to see me pull all four off. But one thing I want to show you is when we take one of these off, there are some extra components here. Let me set this down. On this screw, we've got basically a little washer and kind of a spacer. We're not going to use those. There's also a tiny little O-ring on this, and that's fine. You can leave that on, but we're not going to use those other two pieces. You can throw those in a bag and store them wherever you want, but I'll show you later what that's all about. So let me move on, and I'll take this other screw out, and then we'll fast forward and come back to you once all these screws are off and the strap is off. So let's move right along here. Okay, so here is our GA1000 in all its naked glory. No strap. You can see the nubs here that the straps mount onto, but let's move right along here. So these adapters have got your drilled lugs, and so they use spring bars, and we'll talk about that a little further. But first things first, let's get this adapter on. And so they're just going to mount straight onto that nub, and then we'll grab our screws. Remember, we're not going to use that spacer and washer of sorts. We're just going to go ahead and install these screws without that, and the screws will thread right into the adapter, and there's something of a counter bore in there. So you just bring them in and snug them down, and they'll sit more or less flush with the adapter, just about. So there's one side on. Okay, and we'll keep moving along here, and we'll go ahead and mount the other side. And again, what I'll probably do is just go ahead and fast forward in the video, and we'll come back to you once we have both sides on, because they're both going to install exactly the same way. So here's one, as you can see, there it is with the spring bar installed. And let's move along to the other side. All right. Okay, here we go. We've got both adapters mounted. One of them, you can see I installed the spring bar in advance, so you can see how that looks mounted in there. Here's the other one. In fact, we can go ahead and just drop the other one in. And when you buy the kit from us, we will also provide to you a spring bar tool. And so as you change straps, because we've got the drilled lugs here, you could always pop out the old strap by just using the poker tip of the spring bar tool and popping that guy out. But anyway, so here's what your watch head's going to look like, and that's with the adapters on. And so let's go ahead and let's move straight forward with doing something like dropping here's a Zulu style one-piece strap, and we'll just run it through like normal. And so bring that guy through, and this is pretty self-explanatory. And there you go. Now you've got a one-piece Zulu on this guy, and got some good orange there to pop out the orange of the face. But let's go something more like let's put the leather on here, and then we'll see what that looks like. Go ahead and insert this guy. And this is kind of like a 5-ring Zulu style leather. And for those of you who are not familiar with how to use these two rings at the end. I've got another video on the channel about the difference between NATO and Zulu and what this is all about and how to use that. So go ahead and have a look at that. But anyway, here it is with a brown leather. So that's pretty cool. And of course, we don't want to forget the ability to use a two-piece. Right? So let's pop these spring bars out because we don't need those right now because I've got the spring bars already primed into these two-piece straps. So we'll just go ahead and pop the spring bars out. And since I already got the spring bars loaded up in the strap, we'll go ahead and drop this guy in here. And here we go. There you go. 6 o'clock's in. Let's drop the 12 o'clock in there too. There we go. 12 o'clock's in. There you go. There's your GA1000 on a two-piece. So quick swap on that. So you can see that with the drilled lugs on these, it really facilitates your strap changes. And so, as I mentioned previously, this is more focused on the entire GravityMaster line. So it fits many of the models. It does not fit the GPWs. So you guys with GPWs, I apologize. I don't want to disappoint you on that. But your GWs and your GWAs, like here's your GA1000. Here's something on a bracelet, and this is this is your GWA1000. So we've got this on a metal bracelet. So you're going to have that option if you want. And here's the 1100. This is the KH. So it's the olive green one, the GA1100 KH. You see that I got that on an orange on olive. That looks really good. I like that one a lot. And here's a GWA 1100. So you can see that I've got that on a one-piece Zulu. Pull that guy off, and here's your GWA 1100, right? So not too shabby. And then one more to go. Here's our 4000, right? And this is actually, I should mention, these are the Paracord adapters. So I also make these adapters for Paracord. So if you're looking for a Paracord solution, and they install exactly the same way. You can just see at the end piece is a little bit different, but here's the 4000, and this is of course for your GWAs. For most of them, you can always check with me if you're not sure which one's compatible or not. But again, the GPWs are not at this time. So anyway, guys, I hope that is informative, and these help you to tailor your GShock to whatever strap you're looking for. Anyway, send me a message or drop a comment down below, and I'd be happy to answer any questions about this. Thanks a lot. Bye.